Hi everyone. Today I am playing with mono printing, and the other day Shell and I were doing some experimentation, and one of the things that I wanted to try and never got around to was playing with alcohol ink on my plate. I was told before that you couldn't use this stuff on your gel plate, and I think it's even in the instructions in the Gelli Plate manual. I'll have to look at it, but I've seen several people use alcohol inks on their plates and they've been successful, and I'm thinking, well, it might dry it out a little bit, but the point is it's a tool and eventually everything's going to wear out, but I want to use it to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. So I'm going to start with a smaller, this is a 5x7, and I just put the alcohol ink on, and now I'm putting some impressions into it with paper roll and a stencil and adding more alcohol ink to it. And then I will get my brayer full of paint and I will put a coat of paint on the alcohol. Now you want to make sure that the alcohol dries on there because otherwise it's going to move around with the paint. But you can see the image is there. I'm just trying to clean some of the alcohol ink off of the stencil so I don't have so much cleanup later, but the impressions are on the plate. So now I'm going to take just a little bit of Titan Buff. This is a golden acrylic paint in Titan Buff, and I am going to roll that out on the Gelli plate, and I'm going to print. So you'll see right away what happens with this, and it really is a surprise to me because I thought, oh, this is going to be a hot mess, but no, it wasn't. It was really interesting and pretty and gave a lot of texture, and I was really enjoying it, so I decided I was going to keep on going. So I do this a couple of times on the small plate using different colors and trying out different stencils or stamping tools, bubble wrap, whatever you've got on hand, because you can put this texture into the plate. Here it slid a little bit when I was trying to brayer. The stencil itself slid just a little bit. But that's okay. It's still got the texture in the background, which is what I was going for. And wasn't as happy with this print as I was with the first one, but I got excited and I don't think I took as much time with it. And you can see I didn't put very much paint down at all. Well, you don't want to flood the thing with paint because then you're not going to get the alcohol to come up. It's going to be just picking up the paint. But you also want enough there that it stays wet long enough so that when you pull your print, it pulls the alcohol with it. So it's kind of a, you got to try it out and play with it a little bit and get the feel for it. But you can see I'm really cooking here. I'm getting what I want playing with this little plate. Now this plate is by Gel Press, and I'm going to get one from Gelli Arts out and play with that also. I don't think it makes any difference what plate you're using. They all seem to react the same way. So this one was dirty. It had some paint that was left on there, and I was just trying to get some of that up off of there. But I don't care. It's grungy. It's goodness. I like those kinds of prints that have multiple things in them. So if you watch my video from the other day, you'll see some really grungy prints because I like to let stuff dry on my plate and then pick it up with a layer of paint. And that's pretty much what I'm doing with the alcohol inks and the paint. So I'm going to do some more experimentation, probably later this week with other techniques and see what I can get. But I was pretty well satisfied with this. If you happen to like this or have been doing some experimentations of your own, leave me a comment down below. I'd like to know what it is you've tried and what kind of successes you've had, because I'm kind of interested in this whole process and I want to keep going with it. So, leave me comments. Let me know. Also, if you want to know more about jelly printing, I have a jelly printing playlist, and I will put a link at the end of this video if you want to go out and watch any more of the jelly printing that I have done, just to see what I've come up with in the past. So let me recap. I was able to print directly on some lightweight paper. This is one of those Moleskine journals, and you can see it's very thin weighted paper. And I was able to print right onto this very nicely, so you can print right in your journal, and I think it makes your page a little bit better. I was also able to print on some cardstock. There are a number of different things I want to try, but for today, that's what we're going to do. These are some Stampers Anonymous new stamps, but I made some cards and some tags just using my stencils and my ink and my paint. So you can see it gives a very nice effect in that background. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to get more content from my channel, then click the subscribe and the notification bell below, and yeah, I'll see you again with the next video. Bye for now.